I didn't email it to myself.
I'll save it for that pod. I actually went 0 for 5 this week. And last night I hit 2 bets that brought me back to even.
Terrible. No offense. All right. Let me add in the thumbnail, and then I'm good to go.
Ready? You seen the spreadsheet?
No, I don't even know I've ever looked at the spreadsheet.
Color coded.
Oh, nice. Is it what, Excel or what is it called?
It's just Google Sheets. Just. Oh.
Is it on the Wise account? Whatever. I needed access. I don't need that right now. All right, let's.
Oh, okay.
Looks like we're up. Looks like we're live.
Sweet.
Let me take a couple bites of this sandwich real quick, and then we'll get started. You want to post while we're live while I'm chewing?
Chew. Oh, that actually does show up on the live stream. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
The name is backwards on my screen, on the YouTube.
What do you mean the name?
It's the right way. The jersey.
Oh, I know what you're saying. Yeah, it's fine on YouTube.
Just straighten it out a little bit, but that's good enough. Good enough.
All right, you ready? Oh, clearly not.
Well,
I said you ready, and then I saw you moving around. It said clearly not.
well, I'm like, I would have been able to sit down in time.
All right. Okay. You're gonna get started in 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the Wise Guys podcast. I'm your host, Brady Fitzgerald, joined as always by my co-host, Chris Hagan.
What you guys doing?
Well, I mean, it's really sad that they had to cancel football this year, but it looks like we're back to basketball. The Celtics are leading they're the favorites for the NBA title yet again. Just got Porzingis. All right, no. All right, I'm wearing the
The
green.
Big Ten basketball schedule came out today.
See, all right, that's
Do a
what
whole
I want to hear.
breakdown
There you
on that
go.
if
Let's
you
talk
want.
about that. Yeah, let's dabble in.
We have 3 games over winter break. It sucks. It's like 3 of the best teams.
That stinks. That does stink.
It does stink.
Let's do a
About the
deep
only thing
down.
that stunk for me this weekend, though.
Let's do a deep down analysis of Big Ten basketball real quick, and then I think we could possibly maybe sneak in some football at the end if we get to it. So heavy on the college basketball today, heavy on the NBA. Okay, but actually, NFL Week 2 is over with. It is done for. It was not very nice to the Wise Guys. It was nice for Commanders fans out there. It was a fun Commanders game for the first time in 10 years. It's been a fun Commanders game.
11, 12.
So you have that. I'm in shambles. Both my teams.
Do we just want to do that now, or do we want to save
let's
it for later?
Let's just get it over with. It's gonna be looming over my head if not.
All right, wise picks can wait. Those were
Those were
bad
horrific
jokes.
anyway. So what's the point? I'm rooting for the same college and professional football team. I didn't think it was possible, but it's the same goddamn team. And it's been the same team for like 2 years now. They keep having close losses, losses where they look good at the end, one possession games. Then they have a couple of surprise games where they, South Carolina beats UNC in Duke Mayo Bowl, beat Tennessee and Clemson last year. And then it turns into the same old shit over and over and over again, where South Carolina or the New England Patriots are lined up 1st and 10, one possession game, 3 false start penalties, 1 offensive holding, the drive's destroyed, the other team gets it, they're up 2 scores, it's over. And I've watched that same script hundreds of times now, it feels like. I don't know what this means for the Mac Jones era. There's only so many times you could be like, well, he looks good. It just relies on this and this and that. Eventually, he's just not good enough. Eventually, he's not there. I'm all in on Rattler. Hell, if he could be the Pats quarterback, maybe they're better.
Right. Why are we upset about South Carolina?
Okay.
Played Georgia tough. Like that one.
Played Georgia
there
tough.
There are more victories in college football.
No, there's not.
Georgia.
There's not.
There are.
No.
Like, do you think that you're contending for a title this year? Like, you've already lost a game.
You're naming points right here. All right, we already lost a game that we shouldn't have lost. What bothered me about this?
What did you expect to happen? Is my question. Like, what did you expect going into that game?
All right, so by the way, I'm there. I'm in Athens. Yeah. I'm in Athens. I went to the game. Going into it, I wasn't expecting anything. I was, I'm talking to all the Georgia fans in the side of the road or whatever. I'm saying we're gonna shock the world. Like I'm not actually serious. I don't think we're actually gonna win. I did put money on us, only $5, but it was because the line was plus 1,800. So like I had to put $5.
Oh my God,
begging me to put $5 on it. So I did that. So I thought in the back of my mind, like there's a way where we could upset this team. And then we get into the game, and we do it in the first half. We completely shut down Georgia. They seem like they have nothing going on offense. 2 missed field goals, by the way, by them. So it could have been 30-14 easily. And then it's just like stupid decisions that piss me off about this team. Like, we can't get a run game going, but yet even when we're up 14-0, we don't try to run the football. Our Spencer Rattler has no time in the pocket. Every time he does have time in the pocket, he looks amazing. And then we have this is the main rant. Why I'm angry at South Carolina is this specific reason right here. If I'm Nick Harbor, why am I on this football team? Why did I come here to play football? If I'm Nick Harbor, I'm sitting in the rain in Georgia wondering why I'm not sitting in Maryland right now, being 3-0, playing with Tua's brother. I mean, Luke Doty is a failed quarterback that I watched play my freshman year, and he sucked. And now he's our tight end, and he's getting more receptions and targets than this 5-star wide receiver. If you don't know who Nick Harbor is, by the way, Chris and I
back and listen.
Yeah, go back. Chris and I had he was between Maryland and South Carolina, and Chris
basically met him. Also, yeah. He came to one of our basketball games.
Yeah, he's basically Chris's best friend. And they don't throw him the ball. And I've heard in practice, like, oh, he has bricks for hands. He's not a great catcher. But I would rather see him drop the ball than us pass to our third string quarterback as a tight end. It just, that shit bothers me. And it seemed, after the halftime, you could tell who was the national championship team and who wasn't. Because Kirby Smart came in there and he actually made adjustments, actually did things to better improve Georgia. And I have a feeling Shane Beamer was in the goddamn locker rooms lighting a cigar, getting ready for the celebration. I love
a hot dog.
Not maybe a hot dog. I did the worst decision I could have made, and I listened to the post press conference. And
oh no,
I don't know if this is how it normally is after every loss, but it is so egregiously awful of what I listen to. It's just Beamer. If anyone's listening with children around, pardon this, but he's basically blowing himself and how good of a job he did in the first half and how good of things that they did well. Like, I don't want to hear that shit, dude. We didn't score a single point in the second half. A single point. That's all I got.
The tweet came out that first time that you felt some doubt with Beamer.
Yeah, man, because how many times are we not going to adjust? Yes. We have some comments saying it's time to admit Mac is the issue. I'll get to Mac and the Pats in 1 second. I got to worry about one terrible team. No, man, I'm just sick and tired of seeing teams come out of halftime with a game plan and our team running the same bullshit over and over again. It blows my mind, and it's absolutely ridiculous. Why it takes so long for them to realize that Spencer Rattler's better when he throws the ball downfield instead of 5 feet in front of him. I don't know why it takes so long into the game for them to realize that. They keep trying like this horizontal offense, which seems like a lot of offenses in football this year have tried this, but we don't have the players for it. And we actually, wait, that's a lie. We have the players for it. They're just sitting on the bench for our third string quarterback.
It's a Doty and Beamer issue.
Doty is my least favorite player I've ever watched play football. And like, this guy could very well be in one of my classes or something. And I don't like. If I had to sit in a room with him, I don't know what I'd talk. I'd probably just yell at him.
It's not his fault.
I'll give him that. It's not his fault.
He wants to be out there.
It's not his fault. It is his fault that he sucks at quarterback. I'll give him that. He stinks.
You said he's a tight end now?
Now he's a tight end, yeah. God knows why.
Logan Thomas.
Yeah, basically. He might as well be Tim Tebow. All right. Enough.
Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, what did you want out of that game? Like, you kept it close. Like, you fought.
I wanted a point in the second half, Chris.
Covered.
I wanted a point in the second half. I wanted to stand there and.
They're so much better than you.
But they didn't play it. They weren't better than us. We had.
They are.
I understand.
They were in the
that
second half.
Yeah, that's the issue. They were in the second half.
Like, if they shut you out, like if you scored 3 points the whole game, would that have been that surprising?
No, but at least I didn't have the hope. That's the all right. See,
I'm
that's
saying, like
that's the moral of this story, though. Like, you got to understand that's the moral of this story with the Pats and the South Carolina.
The teams are the same thing,
and that they keep giving me hope. Why do they keep doing this to me? Just roll over, man. Just roll over. The Pats.
It's not Beamer Ball.
That's not Beamer Ball, I guess. No, and then Beamer always comes in. Oh, we fought hard. We fought hard today. It's like, shut the fuck up, Beamer. They didn't score a single point. They didn't fight hard. God, they literally they shit down their legs, and Beamer's out there like, oh, we fought hard. Fought hard. Give me a goddamn break. All right, I'm moving on to the Pats. There's no more excuses on the offensive coordinator.
Like a runaway
side.
train.
It is a runaway train. And it had to be Sunday night. Of course it had to be Sunday night. And they're wearing the
Sunday night's the worst.
And it's the first time they've lost.
Uniforms were cool.
The first time they've lost.
Chesney was there.
Them. Yeah, Chesney's ringing the new bell, which is our new thing.
Like the Sixers now.
Yeah, and we have 2 terrible running backs. We got our wide receivers are, yet again, ass. If only someone would have told us. We have 1 good wide receiver, and he fumbled. So Belichick said, no more. You will not play Demario Douglas. You will sit on the bench while Ty Montgomery and the bones of Juju Smith-Schuster catch balls. I mean, look, Mac, there's flashes of Mac looking good. This is the hope that I'm talking about. He gives me the hope, and then they get put in these situations where we're tossing it to our left guard to get a first down on the last play of the game. And you can blame, I'm not even going to complain about the spot because first, I do think it was a first down. Second of all, it doesn't matter. They weren't going to score anyways. they got that first down. They're sputtering out. They're throwing 2 screen passes that go nowhere, and they're probably kicking a field goal for some reason. The defense still looks good. I love the defense. But this offense is garbage yet again. And it has these flashes. It has these moments. But the offensive line stinks. Lyle Collins is out there, released by the Bengals, just sitting out there, waiting to be a Patriot. And Belichick's not going to spend a dime for some reason. But he'll spend money on Zeke, who sucks ass. I don't know how to feel. Like, is this all different? Like, part of me thinks if we just get one of... This is, by the way, 12 minutes of me just ranting is a pretty brutal way to start the podcast. But, like, does this... from a outside perspective, do you think this offense looks different if this quarterback is, like, if he's just someone who has a second level to him? Like, even like an Anthony Richardson compared to Mac Jones? Some guy that has just some sort of upside to him?
I think you need a freaking playmaker.
That's what exactly.
That's what you need.
Yeah. And we
At
haven't had that in
receiver. Like,
years.
if you had one stud receiver, I feel like you'd be fine.
And I think
Mac
that
is,
stud
like,
receiver is Demario
he's
Douglas.
fine.
Yeah, he's Kirk Cousins.
Like, there's going to be a point in time where Mac Jones he is who he is, and we might already be at that point. We might have been at that point his rookie year. I don't know like how much better he's going to get. He's looked decent the first 2 weeks. That's probably his ceiling. And they've been optimistic way to look at it is they've been in 2 very competitive games against the reigning NFC champs and Dolphins team, who looks like one of the top tier teams in the NFL this year.
Yeah, you could say on the power rankings 1 and 2, honestly, if you could argue at least.
Could argue it.
Yeah, it would take some arguing and stretching, but you could argue it.
You top 5.
Yeah, top 5 each,
teams.
definitely. Yeah.
You were within 1 score of. You should have won the Eagles game. That was a game that was given to you. That should have been a win. And this one maybe not should have been a win, but it could have gone either way. The interception was bad.
That interception was
really bad.
Like,
so bad.
like
That was like you say he's Kirk Cousins. That was such a Kirk Cousins like drive. They're right back in the game. Like they just get a first down on 4th down, and then you just can't throw that ball. It can't happen.
No, and like
the second it's like, all right, we're running the ball at least 2 plays.
And like the second it left his hands, it was an interception. Because
I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
here?
because Xavier Howard was the wide receiver on that play. Devontae Parker was the defensive player.
Yeah.
And I don't know why you throw that ball. And like that
was weird.
That Mac's gonna have like 1 a game. He's gonna give it to him. And I'm just kind of expecting that. He's gonna have 1 interception a game that was probably on him and did not need to happen. But like, I don't know. Is this team better with all right? Let me put it this way. Asking you, is this team better with like Jimmy G?
I think so.
Okay, that gives me confidence. Gives me something.
Like I just don't understand why you've gone 3 years with the same problem and haven't addressed it. That's what I don't understand.
Oh, I've addressed it. I've addressed it plenty.
Oh, not you.
No, I know.
The team.
I know. But I'm just saying, trust me, I've addressed it plenty.
Like there have been. Think about all the receivers that have hit the market, and we've been like,
not a single one.
The Pats were to get him.
Not a single one.
Look what the Eagles did with AJ Brown. Do you think the Eagles are this team without AJ Brown right now?
No,
of course not.
Of course they're not. And like, it even results to simple questions like, Bill Belichick chose Zeke to pay Zeke money over DeAndre Hopkins. Over to go. It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. It's the same thing.
Like they tried with N'Keal Harry.
Yep.
Work, but that was it.
Well, and now Taquan Thornton has been this
first round.
prize for the past 2 years that has yet to see the field really in any sort of meaningful capacity. They just keep it just keeps being duds at wide receiver, and Bill Belichick just keeps making mistakes at wide receiver, and I don't know how he can't figure it out that all the best teams have an explosive guy that can run down the field and stretch the field. None of these guys can stretch the field. Not a single guy, besides maybe Demario Douglas, but we haven't seen it yet because he got put in the doghouse last week for fumbling. I mean, like,
Yeah, I think the Eagles is a good comparison. They could not get it right for years at receiver.
yeah, and they finally
Aguilar,
just said screw
Jordan
drafting
Matthews,
this
like
and
twice.
just yeah, and they said
We're
stop
just gonna go
screwing
get
him.
him.
We're gonna trade for him. And I saw
Did hit on a draft pick too with Devontae, but
yeah, they did get him. I mean
Baker,
the
go right side.
Rager's on the Pats practice squad. He got elevated this week. I saw him on the sideline.
Sucks.
God, that's awful. And really, like the rushing attack. Luckily, like we held down Tyreek Hill. Did a great job on that. Did the best we could. Christian Gonzalez played great. If we're keeping the rookie numbers, rookie cornerback.
Side of
kinda-
pick too.
I was gonna say we're pretty much even. Both our guys look great. Both our guys had interceptions this week, and again, the defense looked great. The rushing, it was either gonna be Tua's gonna throw all over you or they're gonna run all over you. So they had to pick one of the two. I'm taking the rushing every time, so I don't mind that.
You don't want to get in a shootout.
No, because clearly we can't. At first I thought after last week, like, oh, like maybe we can compete in a shootout. It looks like Mac has some rhythm or something, but we can't compete in any shootout. There was a score or a stat that I saw that said if the Patriots let up 25 points in the Mac Jones era or post Brady era, they're like 1-20. It's insane. So they just need to figure out how to score, and it's been the same problem for 3 years. Now I'm exhausted again. Angry.
The season's not over. I'll tell you that. The season is
Can
over
it?
if you lose to the Jets this weekend.
Can it be over? Can we just call it? Like, let me go to the draft, all right? Let me start worrying about the draft.
I was like me last year watching Trey Lance highlights
Yeah,
in
exactly.
like week 4.
Yeah.
Or years ago, I guess.
Yeah, they got the Jets coming up, they got the Cowboys coming up, they got the Saints coming up. 3, as we've seen, good defenses that have a heavy pass rush. If they can't figure out that line, I mean, I'm sure they'll beat the Jets.
You'll beat
but-
the Jets.
Yeah, I'm
You'll
sure
be-
we'll beat the Jets. Great, we'll go 1-5. That'd be excellent. Or 1-4.
Yeah,
sorry.
having the Cowboys. That's right. Then the Saints, you said.
And the Saints. Raiders is a little break. Bills, Dolphins, juggernaut of the Commanders, Colts, Giants. Like there's not really it. Besides the Broncos, Giants, Colts, Jets twice. The only gimme, and the Raiders is the only gimmies that they're gonna get. I don't think anything is a gimme anymore besides the Jets. Maybe like if they lose to the Jets, it's full panic mode. Like it's full. Let's just
This
trade
is not
back
full
now.
panic mode.
I don't know anymore, man. It's like 95%
When the show
panic
started
mode.
talking about the Celtics.
It's like a 95% panic. It's
All
definitely
green.
I'm definitely done for the season though. Like it's not panic mode. I've definitely checked
Definitely
out.
done for the season.
Yeah, like I'm on
Comes
the IR.
after panic mode.
No. I'm on season ending IR. It's over. And
Emotional damage.
that's what I just don't want to be. I don't want to be emotionally scarred anymore. I don't need it. I don't need it this year. I could just watch Red Zone and be happy instead of
And that's not gonna happen at all.
no. It's
Be
gonna be
on your couch, locked in.
Yep. And it's gonna be every
On Sunday,
goddamn
you-
week.
you'll
I'm
think they're gonna
yelling
make the
about it.
playoffs.
Yes, I'm well aware. My son. No, they're gonna beat the Jets. No, I'm not gonna let it against the Jets. But if they beat the Cowboys, I'm all back in. Like let's just say that now. I'm not. Don't let me against the Jets, right? Unless they score like 80, don't let me against the Jets. All right, let's talk about some.
Yeah, I'll
other
see what I can do.
football. So, wise picks for the week. My record coming out of this week: 3-2-1. Chris's record overall.
Sorry, I didn't submit wise picks this week. I'll get
We
back
can't
to it
both
next
lie
week.
like that in a podcast. The Chris, so what's your you won 2 last week, so you're 2.
Did I had a good
4.
start? 2 and
You're
4.
2 and 4. All right, that's not terrible. I'm over 50.
2 is hard.
Week 2 is hard.
It's hard.
It's overreaction week. So let's
'Cause
talk
you have to
about
balance your week 1 judgments against your preconceived notions of these teams, and it's very hard.
Speaking of week 1 judgments, I did not realize that the Broncos are just not really good. And that
I
the
don't know. I think the
Bills-
Broncos are pretty good.
and that the Bills are probably a pretty good football team.
Yes.
And I just like part of me was like, oh, Jimmy G will keep it close, born winner. I didn't think that Josh Jacobs would run the ball for -2 yards on 9 carries, and the Bills defense completely shut down.
When you get down early, like
Oh yeah, no, this game was
Running the
over
ball.
quick. Like this was a very quick game.
the Raiders went down and scored the first touchdown.
Yep, and I was
Like,
looking
oh,
great.
shit, like 2
I was
minutes
so
into the
excited.
game.
So
Wow,
excited.
look at that.
Jimmy
Like,
G
in
was looking
Buffalo,
great.
Jimmy
Yeah.
G, he's the man.
Yeah, Devontae Adams is
And-
back. Where I mean, I guess not, he never went anywhere, but he's back.
Yeah.
And no, and then all of a sudden, once Jimmy G got mossed by Mike Milano, I was like, all right, or not. I guess technically Josh Jacobs got mossed by Mike Milano, but once that happened, I knew it was wraps pretty much. Honestly, like that.
Yeah, this was like we've seen this game before with the Bills.
It was a
Home
get-right
against
game.
a mid-bad team. And
Yeah,
they
I
just
shoulda-
take over.
Should have saw this coming. It was a get right game. Josh Allen looked great. Missed 6 passes. That's it. They actually had a run game for the first time in forever. James Cook, 123 yards. Actually, all their running backs pretty much ran well, and Josh Allen didn't have to run much at all.
Didn't turn the ball over,
No, good game for the
there,
Bills.
which is a big thing for them.
Yeah, really, really good game for the Bills. Definitely a get right game. Your first pick, Bears. I told you preseason that this was the Baker game. Didn't I tell you? You were talking about the Baker game all.
This wasn't
fucking
the
offseason.
Baker game.
No,
though.
it was.
All
No.
right, well, you're
Yes,
like talking.
it was. I was saying this the
told you that
whole
last
time.
week was the Baker game, and,
And
we're
you were
both
right. Okay, we're both right, but you should have listened to me this time. You didn't listen. You picked the Bears, and I was just like, all right, well, I've been circling this game.
Back week.
I
If he doesn't throw a pick six, it's
what?
fine.
What? It's 21-7 or 21-17? 2017. They still lose by 3.
17. Well, they might go down and kick a field goal. I don't know. This is I don't know what to do if I'm a Bears fan right now. Your
You're
life's
talk
over,
about
right?
panic mode. Yeah, no, yeah. This is
Yes,
panic.
this is like extreme panic mode.
Yeah,
This
you're
is-
you're done. You're done with NFL. You're definitely done. You're watching like
this was one of Justin Fields' worst games. NFL.
he was horrendous.
Game.
And like 16 for
So bad.
29, 211, 1 touchdown, 2 picks doesn't even do it justice. Like it's not a good stat line, but it's not even close to how bad he looked. Everyone talks about his rushing. He rushed 4 times for 3 yards. DJ
Like
Moore,
everything that you worried about with him is coming true. Like he couldn't just develop into a pocket passer.
he just kind of
It's
sucked.
very clear.
All right,
that
and-
he can't.
And like
Just need to start running it with him again.
they need to realize
Completely abandoned the idea of throwing the football.
this is what we thought Lamar Jackson was going to be. He's a running back.
Yes.
Like
yeah.
this is like
He is.
the mantle has been passed to Justin Fields, and Fields is.
The thing with Fields that makes no sense is he was a pocket passer in college.
I know he
He
wasn't
could
even this
move.
runner. Yeah, he wasn't even this runner.
He had his tape was all passing, whereas Lamar was just like easy highlights of him making people miss. Yes, he's the new quarterback running back guy.
What are we doing with the Bucks here?
Dude, I have no idea. They're like venturing into Seahawks of last year territory. I just don't know.
Oh man, they play the
I think
Texans.
Seahawks of this
Alright,
year, to be
They-
honest.
So they already have 2 wins. One's against a good team in the Vikings. They have on their
Vikings are
schedule.
a good team.
I mean, I don't know. I can't tell. The Vikings are a good team.
Yeah, this is the thing that sucks about week 2. is
Yeah,
like,
you can't tell who's good or not. All right, they have the
Yeah.
Texans on their schedule. They have the Colts, Panthers, Falcons, and Panthers twice. They could win like 6 games.
6. They could win 8.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
They're
I
not that bad of a team. I just thought that they were screwed because Baker has nothing left.
I put all the blame on Baker and really thought Baker was cheeks.
We
And
did not give this team enough credit. They still have
They still
Devin
have
Chris
their whole
Godwin.
defense.
still have a
Their
defense.
Super Bowl defense is there, pretty much. Besides Sean Mumford burping. Your boy Raheem Jarrett's on this team.
Yes.
I had no idea until I was just looking at it.
He made the squad.
No, they have plenty of veterans. Devin White, did you see we talked about his trade request in the offseason. Did you see his Instagram post where he was like, I don't know why I requested a trade. These are my guys. Like, we're having fun out here. That's his caption was like, oh, these are my guys.
Yeah.
We're just having fun.
Calls himself stupid. I'm stupid for trying to leave.
Yeah. Hey, I
That's
respect
good
the
for him,
honesty.
I
Yeah, I was
guess.
gonna say I respect.
You've
the
already
honesty.
lost. You've won 2 games. Like if they go 2-6, he's gonna be asking for a trade again.
That will be
That's
really
really funny.
funny if come week 8 he's like requesting a trade again. He's like 2-6.
Like these are my guys and all, but like, I'm trash.
All right. The baddest beat, I guess. The pushiest push. Like it's not a bad beat. It's the pushiest push. I
Yeah.
guess, of the week. 49ers at Los Angeles.
That was a home game.
Oh yeah.
See the stands?
Yeah, I saw the stands. I think every game in LA is a home game for the other team.
It is, especially against the 49ers.
Yeah, and
The
like,
Raiders.
and I think there's definitely more Rams fans in the world than there are Chargers. But like, if there's any California team coming to SoFi, it's not going to be any of the LA fans coming. It's going to be all the other California fans. So, Niners they end up taking care of business, but this Rams team, I should have listened to you. I'm going to give you the credit here. They are better than we thought. Talk about last year's Seahawks. This could be last year's Seahawks. Where it's just like a bunch of. I mean, I guess. Yeah, I mean, there's like Puka Nacua and Tutu Atwell and Kyrie Williams are the main guys. And
Yeah,
all
who
these-
the hell is Kyron Williams?
I have no.
Like a
clue.
touchdown machine now.
Apparently he's from Notre Dame, and I think I mentioned this last episode, but the only reason why I know who he is because the past 2 years Matt Byers has been trying to trade him to me. And now I might actually take him up on it because looks like he's a quarterback or running back 1 for the Rams. They are trading or going to
Where's
trade
Cam Akers?
Cam Akers
Did they
was
trade him?
so he was inactive today because apparently him and Sean McVay just do not get along. So this is the second time he's on the
Really?
trade block.
Guess that.
Yeah, it's weird to give a guy 20 carries for 29 yards and then tell him you're going to trade him the next game. It's almost like why use him for week 1? I guess just to
Yeah, right.
just to run him into the ground? Like you just like
To prove that he
yeah,
sucks.
yeah, exactly. Like I'm gonna run this guy
Look at you,
22
look
times.
look how shitty you are.
Yeah, I know, but that destroys his trade value. They're like, I don't even care if he goes for a 7th. I'm gonna run this guy into the ground.
I mean, that's like running backs. It's not like you're gonna get anything anyway.
Yeah, it's true. You can get a 6th rounder at the most. So, yeah, this team is just like
Who is Puka Nacua? Like, where did this guy come from?
BYU apparently.
He a
5th round
rookie?
pick. Yeah, 5th round pick, rookie.
What?
Now the question is Cooper Kupp a system wide receiver?
Possible.
Was it all Stafford last year? Because this Puka Nacua guy is a baller and looks like he can put up the same stats as Cooper Kupp.
What if he did? The
He
fifth round
just
rookie?
breaks like all the records that
That'd be
Cooper
wild.
Kupp had last
Yeah.
year. He gets the triple crown yet again.
The NFL single game rookie record catches.
Yeah, he already broke it, right?
What? Yes.
Yeah, dude, this kid's this guy's like the next Calvin Johnson. It's a monster.
Just looks so stupid. Like he's not.
He looks
Yeah,
like
it kind of is like Cooper Kupp in that way, where it's like this guy,
he looks
the one that's setting these records.
like a Netflix high schooler.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about?
she does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, enough of Puka Nacua.
Figure
So
out
that,
his hair.
anyways, if you missed the game, and if you took Niners 7.5, you were screwed. Because I think
You
the
got
line did
railed.
go up to 7.5. But end of the game, they're not winning. The Rams on the final seconds kick a field goal to make it 23-30, just for the push, just to get all these bettors up in arms.
Can we check Sean McVay's bank account after that.
I was gonna say, like, that's a little like if he gets what if like he's. Like,
I mean,
there's gonna
it
like,
would
a
be
commercial
fine because he's
tomorrow.
betting on himself, right?
No,
In the-
clearly
not
not.
in
Didn't we
NFL's
learn
eyes,
this?
but
Yeah, I was gonna say,
morally.
yeah. Morally, yes.
There's nothing fishy going on.
Right?
Yeah, he definitely knew what the spread was.
He had to have. Like, this is just like a, and honestly, I respect it. Like, oh, all these guys, like, the line is 7. Screw it. Let's just make everyone angry. Just make
That's like there's a video. Do you remember Luka Garza, the guy who won Player of the Year in college basketball, the guy at Iowa?
Yeah.
There's this clip where I don't know if it's in the NCAA tournament or if it's just one of their games against like a Dookie school. He's on the bench at the end, and like they score a point to cut the lead to like 34, and it cuts to him, and he's like covered, and his eyes get up. It's like you had money on the game, buddy, because it wasn't like like man they covered. It was like covered. Oh my god, like
That's
I just
hilarious.
lost 20K.
That's hilarious. All right, I think do we need to cover anything? I mean, like, we need to cover anything.
Just watch out for the
Christian
Rams.
Christian McCaffrey looks great. Puka Nakua, second coming of Jesus. Yeah, and yet again, Brock Purdy does minimal to win a football game. He doesn't need to.
They don't need it to be anything special.
Not at all. All right. Next up, Jets plus 9.5.
Throw them in
What
the
were you-
panic zone.
What were you thinking here? Like, what was the mind?
Somehow-
Since we didn't have a pod, if you're not caught up on everything, wise guys, we didn't have a pod Friday. We just text each other these picks. So we've had no explanation to each other either. So, Chris, what were you thinking?
Somehow convinced myself that this team was going to be okay with Zach Wilson. Not, first off. I guess I didn't believe in the Cowboys as much. I got that the Cowboys in like the first 6 weeks of the season are basically like the 85 Bears.
Yeah.
So
And-
I wish that we could do this live. That we did it live so that you could talk me out of this. There's no excuses.
Yeah, you're not picking this if this is live. I'm really not letting you pick this, honestly. The Zach Wilson is exactly what you expected.
Defense looks so good in week 1.
What, the Jets one? Jets defense?
That's yeah.
Yeah, but so did the Cowboys defense. Like, didn't you think at some point that they were gonna? Did they score off a defensive play? No, I don't think so. But you knew at some point this defense was
Me
gonna
too.
let them. Like, they got 3 interceptions from the guy. Did you see some of the quotes after the game of some of the players trying to support Zach Wilson? Like, oh, like it's not his fault.
I only saw the negative stuff. I saw Brees Hall tweet out like the 4 footballs.
Yeah,
Only
for the
got
4 touches.
4 carries.
Yeah, no, that's also
Damn.
ridiculous because they were down immediately. So, like, and I guess, it was close in the second. So,
I think I did see Garrett Wilson say something along the lines of like, they want to put everything on him, yada yada yada. Like it's a team thing. It's not. It's all on him, unfortunately.
yeah, because this game is not 10-30 if this is Aaron Rodgers.
No,
Not at all.
this game isn't 10-30 if 25 different quarterbacks are playing for the Jets. He's poopy. He might be the worst starting quarterback in the NFL right
He's
now.
bad. And part of me like was hoping for like not hoping because I guess I don't want the Jets to be good, but like part of me was like, oh, like maybe there's like nobody believes in us now that Rodgers is gone. Like everyone's writing us off, shit like that.
That's what I was thinking, right?
No, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter if nobody believes him or not. Zach
It-
Wilson sucks.
No good stories in the NFL anymore.
You know what's really funny is
Pain and
that
suffering.
I was just looking at it and I was like, why does Michael Carter, the running back, have? Oh, actually, no. I thought I thought it was really clever for a second, but then I realized that there's 2 Michael Carters on the Jets. One wears number 30, and one wears 32. One plays defense, one plays offense. But never mind. I just thought this is how believable it was. I saw Michael Carter and 3 tackles, and I thought, oh, the running back just tackled after Zach Wilson's
All
picks.
3 of the
Yeah,
interceptions.
that's what I thought in my mind. All right, that game, Cowboys side, Michael Parsons might be the best player in the league.
Scary.
He's so good.
I'm gonna stand by this one. This was one that I called. Remember?
I know.
Draft
You were all
ago?
in. You said you would have taken him, I think, like number 1. You were all in.
I said that I didn't want to trade up for a quarterback. I wanted to trade up for Parsons.
Yeah.
Big get.
You guys got Shadow, I think, that draft. No. That was the year after.
Oh.
That was the year after.
Yeah, no,
You
it
guys get
was.
the year-
It was Shadow.
It was Shadow. Oof.
Yeah,
'Cause that was Mac Jones' draft.
that sucks. Yeah, because this is their 3rd year.
Yeah. He's so good, and it's such a shame that he's on the Cowboys because it makes him so unlikely.
It really is a shame.
Because
And you Penn State guy too.
yeah. Well, and it's like, God forbid, like the next big name defensive player, of course he has to go to the goddamn Cowboys. Seems like the NFL has been, and I guess there's always big name defensive players, but like searching for like the next explosive one. This was him. Of course he goes to the Cowboys. He looks like such a
I could've
turd in
gone
the
to, like,
Cowboys uniforms too.
Tennessee or
It-
something.
It makes I know he couldn't have gone somewhere irrelevant like the Cardinals or something. He like in the Cowboys uniform, he just looks like a villain in the Cowboys.
Yeah,
He also looks like I would not want to line up against that guy.
horrified for when we play against them.
Next week, right?
Horrified.
No, yeah, next week.
Oh
right?
no, we got some time.
Okay.
Got the Bills.
Oof. We'll talk about
Easy
that.
dub.
We'll take it back. My winner of the week, the only wise winner of the week, sadly.
It's
was-
so pathetic.
It is pathetic. Is the Colts. This was free money. The Colts
Yeah,
were
that was
underdogs.
shit kicking.
Yeah, they were underdogs, and immediately I knew that this was cashing in. And I know Anthony Richardson got
That was
hurt.
very quick.
I know Anthony Richardson got hurt, and Gardner Minshew had to come in, but Anthony Richardson looks like really, really good. And I know a lot of it's rushing.
He's a running back too.
He is a running back, yeah. But I mean, 6 for 10, 56 yards for. I mean, he did play a lot of the game, so it really was. That is pretty bad. I just don't like He's at the Justin Fields stage where they don't trust him to throw
Did he
yet.
play a lot? I thought he was out by like the end of the quarter.
No, he was because he had the first 2 touchdowns, and it was the second one.
But they scored in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, maybe it was like halfway through the second then. So maybe it wasn't very long. But
Minshew threw 23 passes.
yeah, he got a full game, almost a full game in. So that's about right. Zach Moss.
How do you throw the ball that?
Zach Moss looks like a reliable running back. I mean, he was all over the place. They were able to substitute. He was the only running back that they used this whole game. So he got all the carries, got all the receptions, and it looks like he's the guy until they either trade Jonathan Taylor or he comes back. The rest of the team.
He's a guy from Buffalo, right?
Yeah, he's a guy from Buffalo.
The only thing is like you're using the Texans as a measuring stick.
That's what I was about to say, because like part of me can get really excited about this Colts team. Like I know Anthony Richardson's a rookie, but if he can, keep his head on straight, I don't want him to get. This is like the second week in a row he's been concussed, so
Yeah.
hopefully he stays healthy. And I like part of me thinks come next year this is like a really sleeper team of next year. And by the end of the year, like show some flashes.
Already forecasting next year.
Well, I'm already doing their mock draft, so
You're on to the draft.
yeah. CJ Stroud had another good game. He has now in his 2 career starts has more career passing or 300-yard passing games than Justin Fields.
I saw that.
Justin Fields has
Because
0.
I think
by
that was
the
the one
way.
that I retweeted. I was like, it's always the Bears
Yep.
in these sad stats like that.
Yep. Well,
I
and
think it's good that their defense is so bad.
So then,
because
like,
they're always going to be down, and he gets more passing reps.
that's true. Hey, that is good. They actually they force him to pass instead of
Yeah,
having to
like he has to throw the
play a
ball.
ghost game. Yeah,
Trial by fire.
that's really what they should do. And it seems like that's what they're doing with CJ Stroud because they're letting him throw all over the yard. He actually looks pretty good, and he definitely looks
He's
the
been
most.
the best rookie so far.
I was gonna say he looks the most pro-ready rookie so far. And they Nico Collins. I mean, 7 catches, 140 yards. Some of these random wide receivers these past 2 weeks have
Bobby
been
Trees.
going off. Bobby
Where were
Trees.
you when you found out that Robert Woods was on the Texans? Like 2 days ago for me. Like, wait a minute. What?
I
Tank Dell. I saw his
He's
name
good.
on the waiver wiser, and I was like, "What?
This kid's good.
Guy?
He's a
5'8".
rookie. Yeah, he's a rookie out of Houston.
Tank Dell. Dalton Schultz, I picked up in fantasy.
I
They
saw
have
that.
Mitchie.
Yeah, John Mechie. This was his first game since being diagnosed with leukemia, so props to him.
Oh wow.
This is a bad team.
They suck.
Because even with all this
They're
offensive
not
performance, they still couldn't hang 25 points.
Yeah.
300.
Yeah. The only thing about Stroud is,
380
like,
yards,
I'm not-
2 touchdowns, and you get 20 points out of that. That's bad.
Yeah,
I don't know where did these drives go? Only lost 1 fumble. How did these not end up in field? I guess
that's
it
the
was
problem with
what, 3
this
and outs?
games like this is you weren't really watching much of these games.
No, and this was the highest scoring
Oh.
one too. Well, one of them.
What I've seen, it seems like Stroud looked good, but might just be a stat sheet.
Yeah, clearly, because these drives have to go somewhere. So clearly, third down efficiency, 9 for 19. If you have 19 third downs, you're not doing very well.
19.
God, they had 79.
A lot of
total
third
plays.
down.
And they allowed 6 sacks. Woof.
Yeah, that's not good. It's the Colts too. Got ferocious front.
Yeah, I know. No one to be shaking in their boots over there. All right. Last pick. Ugh. This is such a loser. Freaking.
I'm so done with the Lions. I was all in.
Oh, I have some notes.
This was
What? No one told us that Geno was hurt last week. Kept saying he turned into a pumpkin.
was.
He had a knee injury apparently. Apparently last week, Geno Smith had a knee injury, and today he was fully healthy, and that's why we saw the difference in what we saw. So, my mistake,
Not
Geno.
fair.
The clock has not struck midnight yet. It was just a misreading of the watch. But yeah, talk about your pick. Talk about the Lions.
Oh, we were lied to about the time.
We were lied to.
That's what
about that.
happened.
Yeah, someone
Someone
told
came
me.
in and switched our clocks.
Exactly. It's daylight savings time, and we didn't even know it.
Yeah, I mean, this was, I went against the logic that you usually have in week 2, which is look for the bounce back game. Completely against that because the Lions were coming off literally a historical win for them, and Seattle looked so bad. But I was really excited about the Lions. I was drinking the Kool-Aid. Too excited. It's I was also thinking about last year's game. That went. It's they'll want to avenge this. He's a pumpkin.
It was the same game
All made
as last
sense.
year.
It was the same freaking game.
It's the same.
Just a few less scores, but literally the same game. Just so frustrating. And of course, Goff throws his first interception in
Yep, goes
6
right
years.
for 6 too.
it's a pick 6.
Yep.
So yeah, that's. I mean, it was an entertaining game.
Bad
Lions
beat,
are probably
and
gonna play a lot more games like this.
such a shame where it's the second you see overtime, you're like, all right, well the pick's not in.
Yeah.
It's over.
Well, if they got the ball first and scored a touchdown.
Yeah, I guess if the Lions did, if the Lions got the ball. Yeah,
As soon as Seattle got the ball, I was like, it's over.
yeah it's done.
Gonna get some sort of points here. I still believe in the Lions, though.
We gotta talk about
Maybe the Seahawks just have their number.
we gotta talk about this play right before overtime where Geno Smith tries to lose the game for the Seahawks.
Sack.
You remember that? Yeah, he runs 20 yards backwards. Literally 5 5 yards from the end zone.
Yeah, like,
for
why didn't you
safety.
just throw the ball away?
I don't know. He had plenty of time. That was like a bird brain mistake. That was
Yeah.
bad.
That was like a Josh Allen rookie year Josh Allen move.
Oh yeah,
What are you
divisional
doing,
round
dude?
playoff move.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Do you want to go? I mean, I already talked about my team, so you want to go Washington now, or do you want to hit the others and end off on you?
Oh, yeah, we can end off.
Oh, okay. 2-0 calls his shots over here. All right.
Is this the biggest like gap in
Discrepancy.
standings between our two teams
Yeah.
ever?
Probably. Probably ever.
90s, probably.
Yeah. And like if you combine, think about it. You're 5-0, and I'm 0 and well, I guess I'm 1-4. Combine the two teams.
That's
It's bad.
tough.
It's real bad.
So, like Maryland has been a 16-point favorite in every game that they've played. It's not like they've done anything special. All fairness.
Fair enough. Okay. You want to? Let's just do Monday. Let's get out of the way. Both these games were so freaking horrendous. And we have to start sadly.
I don't
by
know
talking about
what-
Nick Chubb. Right.
Yeah. Oh,
That was brutal.
it was
The-
brutal. I've
what-
watched
how do
it
you
a couple
fe-
times.
How do you feel about them not showing the injury?
Like, it's smart. Like, if people want to see it, they can
Yeah, it's
find it
very
on
easy to
Twitter.
find.
But
Yeah,
people who don't want to see it,
Yeah, exactly. They just don't
don't have
find
it. I
it.
saw like Dan Patrick was like, I might be in the minority here, but
I
they
saw
should show
that.
it. I'm like,
That's why.
probably not though.
That's why I brought it up because of that Dan Patrick quote. And part of me, when listening to it, I was like, "Yeah, this makes sense. Like he's having a good point. Like it's part of the game. You should at least show it once." But then I thought about it, and I was like, "Yeah, but like NFL is supposed to be for everyone. We don't need a little kid seeing poor Nick Chubb get his leg."
So like for his sake,
Yeah, that doesn't. Yeah, it's already going to
he
be
doesn't
everywhere,
want that
so it doesn't
be
need to be.
broadcasted. I don't
Yeah.
think.
I agree. Is Monday Night Football cursed? You see the list
Because of
of
the
victims?
injuries.
Well, it started with Kyler
Oh,
Murray,
Hamlin was last year.
and Kyler Murray was the week before that on Monday Night Football.
Jeez.
So with Kyler Hamlin done with Monday Night Football for 2022, it comes back with Rodgers and Nick Chubb. Yes, it's a tough
That's
look. Tough look for Monday Night Football.
Tough.
Talk about tough too. Like the Browns stink. Tough is my eyes that had to watch this game.
Like this is another one where it's like, what'd you expect out of the Browns and the Steelers?
Oh no, we were complaining about this early last week.
When we did the schedule review.
Yeah,
we
and
were
we-
complaining
yeah.
about this.
Well, and don't worry, guys, we get Steelers Raiders next Sunday night. Sunday Night Football is the Raiders and the Steelers. Who picks that? Who picks that?
That's like a week ruiner.
All right, let me look. Chargers Vikings already
You
a better
watch.
game. Falcons Lions better game. Saints Packers better game. Broncos Dolphins better game. Hell, Texans Jags is a better game. I'd rather see Texans Jags.
Might be a stretch.
I know, but like here's the difference. It maybe
Those
it's not a better game.
Commanders on Sunday night would be awesome.
Well, Bills Commanders on Sunday night would be epic, but like not even for
There's
name
Chiefs.
value and stuff, but like just for pure football. Like I'd rather see Texans Jags. I think there would be more scoring and
Yeah.
better offensive plays than what's gonna
That's
happen
fair.
in Steelers.
Dude, this is getting ahead of ourselves. We can do this later this week. Have you looked at the schedule? Like
I'm
the
looking at it
4
right now.
o'clock window next week is the worst thing I've
it's,
ever
it's,
seen.
It's
It's 3 games. There's Chiefs, Cowboys, Cardinals, and Panthers, Seahawks.
Red
Makes
Zone
me
is
wanna
gonna like
vomit.
not know what to do. They're gonna have to show us
They're gonna
punts
start
after
showing like
punts.
baseball and NASCAR highlights.
Also, what is up with? Why is there only 3 afternoon games?
I have no idea.
And why is there 2 Monday night again?
Yeah, I don't like. I'm not on board with the 2 Monday night thing. I thought I liked it. I don't.
No, I wasn't a fan of
Especially
it.
when both games are shitters. The Panthers Saints game was so bad.
Yeah, that was the Panthers.
Will
Saints,
say
like,
I cashed cashed a good bet last night. I took the Panthers' first drive to end in a field goal attempt at plus 400, and that hit.
Nice.
So that was. I had a good time that game, but
If you want a recap of Saints Panthers, it was the Panthers inept of moving the football. It was the Saints defense shutting down the Panthers. It was Derek Carr trying his best to give the Panthers the win. And it was the Taysom Hill show.
it's like,
Goddamn Taysom.
it's like your worst nightmare.
When I kept sawing him.
Derek Carr.
I know. Like
Taysom Hill.
it's literally like the boogeyman came into town and I was forced to watch this on Monday Night Football.
Adam Thielen on the Panthers.
I like Adam.
What is he doing there?
I don't know what he's doing there though. he's cashing a check. They have no one else to throw to.
They should. There's guys on that team.
I know. Why is DJ Chark not getting any?
Where's
Where's
Terrence Marshall?
Terrence Marshall? Yeah, where's him?
Hurt?
I don't know.
Is he just
maybe he's just booed.
like suck?
But anywho, Taysom Hill is back. He's so back. He got himself the Taysom special: a pass, a rush, and a catch. The pass was
Taysom Hill.
yeah. The pass was for 8 yards. I'll give him this. He ran it well. 9 carries for 75 yards.
Why did he have 9 carries?
Because they're running. Because Jamal Williams got hurt. And
That's their only running back.
Because Kamara's suspended, and then their other running back is
A
someone.
roster spot though.
Huh?
A roster spot? Like if he's suspended?
No, I don't think it counts towards a 53. And then the last is this guy named Tony Jones, who I've never heard of.
Junior.
Yeah, sorry, Tony Jones Jr. So yeah, that's why he
Oh,
played.
speaking of backup running backs, how much did you bid for Jerome Ford?
I'm not saying it.
A curiosity.
No, I'm not gonna say it. That's ridiculous. I do have Chubb, if you remember our draft. I did pick up Zach Moss, so I'm kind of, I don't know. Maybe I don't need Jerome Ford.
Oh, nice. Already?
What? Already picked up Moss?
Did you get him already?
I got him last week.
Okay.
I look ahead. I'm ready. I know it's coming up. It's
I
actually
used to do with defenses. I'd look at the schedule 2 weeks in
there
advance,
you
so I
go.
get the one that I want.
What happened was it was on the waiver and he was still sitting there past like the bidding period, and the question mark went away, and I was just like, oh, I go, man. He's not questionable then. All right. Mike Thomas, he's back. He's alive. He's out there on the field running around.
He's out there. He's played 2 games in a row.
Chris Olave looks great.
Whatever that's
he
worth.
looks like a steal of the draft. It feels like I should have gotten him.
I don't know if that's a steal because
Maybe
they
not
traded a
steal.
bunch of picks.
No, okay.
Have you seen the graphic?
I meant fantasy draft.
Okay.
I saw you got it. I didn't realize what
picks.
trade you meant. Yeah, I didn't know what you meant by
The
like.
picks that they traded away for Olave turned into Howell,
Yep.
Brian Robinson,
Yep.
Watson, and who else? There's one other.
I thought it was just those guys. But
Figure it out.
yeah,
There's one more, but I don't think it's
you look it up.
worth anything.
And so, what really concerned me with the Panthers is they tried to QB sneak twice. Did you see this? They never actually did it because I think there was penalties.
too small.
That messed up. He is too small. They brought in Andy Dalton. Brought in Dalton to do the thing for him. So it was like remember when Jacoby Brissett had to do the Phillip River Hail
Yeah.
Mary? That's what it was like.
It was really funny.
And it's just a bad look, honestly. I feel bad for Panthers fans because all offseason it was like, oh, like, you know, don't worry about the size. Just take Bryce Young. He's the most ready. And then 2 weeks in, I'm like, maybe we should have worried that he's 5'10" and 100.
He's too small.
Yeah, that he's 200 pounds. Maybe we should have put more emphasis on that. He's too goddamn small to play football. He looks like, I know we were talking about Kyler all those years, so we got to give him Bryce Young his flowers too. He looks like a midget out there. He looks so small, dude.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Like he can get bigger, but he can't get taller.
No, he can't get taller.
5'10" is rough.
It's
Oh, there's time.
there's time. Yeah, no, there's time. It's only 2 weeks, and they're not a very
Better
good
this
football
week
team.
than he was the first week. I'll say that.
Yeah, and he wasn't, and it's not a very good football team. So
No, it's not. We convince ourselves that they are, but they're not.
yeah.
I think.
My only other note on Monday night is Watson. I think he's just kind of cooked, and I hope it's true. I hope he is. I hope he's cooked.
Yeah, I do too. But like, this is also a good defense. Like,
I don't know, but how many weeks in a row?
good
is he gonna look
quarterbacks
like
are gonna
trash?
have bad games. Yeah, I don't know. Well, he looked okay last week.
I don't even remember what was last week. Who'd they even play?
Eagles game.
Oh yeah.
He's all right. Like, he wasn't anything
No,
special.
he wasn't very good. Chris, 16 for 29, 154 yards, touchdown and a pick. Not great.
They won. I thought he was okay.
All right. Anyway, speaking of the Bengals are in some trouble. They lost to the Ravens yet again. Joe Burrow is 1-6 in his career against the Ravens. Joe Burrow, there's something wrong with him. He's clearly not healthy, or there's something wrong with him. Did you see
Just
he
throw the
might
ball in 0.5 seconds every play.
that could be what's wrong. Did you see that he might not play against the Rams? Said it's hard to say if he will play in week 3.
And did he sit him out the first week of the year?
I don't know. They should have known they couldn't beat the Browns anyways. It's their kryptonite. Just sat him out, called a day, got him healthy for this game. Their offense, like, it was so weird because it seemed like halfway through the second quarter, T. Higgins still just had 0 receptions on the whole year. He got 8 catches for 89 yards, 2 touchdowns. So he bounced back.
They also had 0 offensive touchdowns in the year until the third quarter.
Yes, that is also true. Yeah, they're like kind of broken, and I don't really know why. I think it's just
I think they'll
because,
be okay.
like, Jadeveon Clowney got a sack this week. It's not great. We were talking about how he's.
Did I miss them though?
That Jadeveon Clowney was on the Ravens. Yeah, we talked about this, didn't we? He's on the Ravens. He wears number 24.
Yeah, I missed that. I totally missed that.
Yeah, if you thought Sky Moore wearing 24 to receiver was bad, Jadeveon Clowney wears 24 as an edge rusher. Maybe one of the ugliest things I've ever seen in my life.
That's pretty bad. I don't like that.
Nelson Aguilar got a touchdown. Good for my guy Nelly. Odell is already hurt. And apparently him and Kim Kardashian are hanging out. That's right when you look up Odell. That's an hour ago it came out.
Yeah.
Odell Beckham's hanging out with Kim K. Good for Odell.
After his.
Maybe she can poop on him. All right, Bengals. I mean, do you have any key notes on the Bengals? Or do you think
They started 0-2 last year, right?
Yeah, they did.
If Burrow has a lingering injury, I'd be worried. They're just off to a slow start, then they're fine.
They play the Rams.
No, he sits out and they lose next week, which they very well could.
Yeah, 0-3 is pretty rough. Like 0-2 is possible, but 0-3 is pretty rough. And 0-2 is already pretty much impossible. Like it's them and the Giants who have made it the past 20 years, I believe, since starting 0-2. All right.
Big Browning.
Ethan, our Ravens fan, wanted to say that all the media talks about when the Bengals lose is what's wrong with the Bengals, instead of saying why didn't basically instead of praising the Ravens. So here's my flowers, Ethan.
Good
for the Ravens.
I picked them to win this.
I was gonna say you're the Super Bowl Ravens. So. Lamar, I'm just glad I got to see him run as my fantasy quarterback. He finally started to run again. That first week with him no running, it was very annoying.
It's confusing.
It's very confusing. Why is this running back throwing passes?
That's his position.
Yeah. So the game we thought was the game of the week, Chiefs-Jags, was a real stinker. The Chiefs definitely looked sloppy. They figured it out towards the end of the game, but they just looked sloppy at the beginning. I know they had like a bunch of pre-snap penalties. They benched their offensive tackle, who they signed, Juwan Taylor, who they signed a bunch of money to. They benched him. And I don't know. They just kind of like put. I put more blame like the Jags. The Jags should have been up for this game, and I don't know why they weren't up. This should have been circled. Revenge game. Balls to the wall. We want to beat these guys more than anything in the world.
And we talked about the Chiefs like the last couple years. They're not worried about the regular season. Like, obviously that's not actually true, but like they probably have a tough time getting up for week 2 games like this. And they're just gonna do whatever it takes. Win the game, like
the difference is this week is
that
they did lose last week. So maybe there was a little more incentive to wake up on week 2. But it's not like they didn't blow anyone out of the water. It was a pretty rough game for both teams. 1 possession game at the end.
Yeah, and that's why I come out of this game a little bit more concerned about Jacksonville. Not like concerned, but they didn't score. So.
No, that's bad. And they also, like, we saw the Chiefs already look slow and bad, and we've seen their problems. So it's not as surprising that they only scored 17. And they won, so it's like, we kind of throw all that down the drain.
Yeah, right.
But now, for a team that we just saw score a lot of points and look really well, to have them not score a touchdown tells me that this Chiefs defense is better than we think. Because I know this Jags offense is at least competent. It's better than it was in this game. I'll tell you
that. And Chris Jones coming back, like, that helps a lot. He's the best defensive player on the team, by far.
No, and it was an immediate impact. You could see him disrupting the game all throughout the game. Yeah, 1.5 sacks for him. Yeah, I mean, this is the toughest part about talking about week 2 too, is just you can say as much as you want, all this analysis, and then the whole game plan can change next week because we've only seen 2 weeks of these guys. So there's going to be some more wrinkles in all of these offenses and all these defenses, and we're going to find something new that we didn't see last week. But it was just shocking to me that the Jags were so easily stopped. Best game of the week, Packers-Falcons. Reverse Falcons. Arthur Smith is trying to break the curse.
I gotta say, if it wasn't clear already, I love Arthur Smith.
Oh, I know you do.
All in on Arthur.
So the Packers.
I'm not going to take back everything I said because he still looks like a boob. Kind of jacked.
He does look kind of jacked now.
Mustache helps.
I think it was the mustache. So the Packers go up 24-9, and I mean, it was, as I said, reverse Atlanta Falcons. They came back. They figured it out. I mean, Bijan Robinson played out his mind. They what I like about this offense actually is they have a lot of weapons, and there's a lot of opportunity for guys to get the ball, where Bijan's carrying it 19 times, Tyler Algier's carrying it 10 times, and Ritter is carrying it, Algier's carrying it 16, and Ritter is carrying it 10. That is, that's a bunch of carries just for 3 guys. And then you have the receptions of 6, 3, 4, 4, 2. Of course, 2, you can guess, is Kyle Pitts. But Arthur Smith likes to give the ball to a bunch of different people, and they have a lot of playmakers on this team. And as we said, it was all on Ritter, and so far, Ritter played a bad first half and was able to bounce back. And I mean, why you live and you die by Ritter this season if you're the Atlanta Falcons.
And so far, he's been just good enough.
Yep.
This week, literally just good enough. They won by 1 point. But on the Bijan point, like, people complain that they're using other backs and like he's not getting the ball enough. How many times have we seen like rookie running backs just run into the ground and then have nothing left? Like, it's actually smart what they're doing.
Yeah, they're
just like force feeding him the ball. Like, look at freaking Saquon or Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, exactly. They're both injured right now because of it. And That's a great point because Algier is also what's he, 24 years old? 23. He's super young. Him and Bijan will be this dual-headed back for a good while now. Like it's going to be a good 3 years, at least 2 of these guys splitting these carries. So it's smart to get them in now when they're young, get the carries in now, and as you said, not overload Bijan and making it more of a committee.
Pitts thing is hilarious.
They had 78 plays this game.
8 plays. Jeez.
And compared to Packers, 47. They had 31 more plays than the other team.
Packers literally just needed like one good drive in the fourth quarter to win this game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And they couldn't get it. Jordan Love still, I mean, he had a 3-touchdown game, no interceptions, but it was all on short field. I mean, he couldn't throw down the ball. He couldn't throw the ball downfield. He couldn't stretch the field. And that's why they ended up losing. His completion percentage was also not great. All right, next up. Talked about that.
We miss it.
Titans.
Titans, yeah.
Then Giants. And then we're on to you. So, the Titans, our Tennessee Titans, officially win a game.
Gutsy win.
Gutsy win for our Tennessee Titans. Staley. Brandon Staley. When is he going to get fired?
Their dumpster fire.
When is he going to get fired? The fact that they're 0-2 is absolutely criminal. Criminal. A roster like this should never be 0-2.
Not only that, the games that they've played.
I know. And of course, both 1-possession game or 3-point losses. They might go all season with 3-point losses.
Like the only team, there's some sort of stat where they're like the only team to have be thrown for 300 yards in back-to-back weeks and not turn the ball over once.
And lose both.
Score a certain amount of points and lose both games.
They can't run the football again.
Yeah.
I do think the Titans' run defense is good. Seems like it's always good, but they could not run the ball. Keenan Allen was a monster. Mike Williams did well. But when push comes to shove, like, you look at this goddamn defense. J.C. Jackson, Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, Asante Samuel Jr., Derwin James Jr., hell, even Kenneth Murray was a first-round pick. Like, these guys are names that people know. Even even common NFL fans will recognize Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa and Derwin James at this point because of how much he's advertised. So that you can't stop the Tennessee Titans, that's just shame. And like, what was really shameful is like Tannehill actually threw some bombs on him. There was a couple bombs to Treylon Burks that
big bounce back week.
Oh yeah, Tannehill was all over the place. It's just if you're a Chargers fan,
of what he is.
Yeah, what do you mean, Tannehill? Tannehill's the best.
Tannehill is like the most boring person in the NFL.
Who feels
it's
like
Dalton?
Is it worse to be? I mean, I guess you're gonna say it's worse to be a Bears fan than it is to be a Chargers fan. But like those, like
I don't know. It's close.
It's close.
Like it must be torture. Watch this every week.
Also,
Or like the Falcons on mega steroids.
I could not have named a better opponent for next week for the Los Angeles Chargers than the Minnesota Vikings. 0-2 and 0-2. Loser leaves town, right? Loser's out of here. And
imagine if that was the Sunday night game.
It really should be. And then it should end in a tie, like it gloriously will.
Yeah,
I really want this to be a tie.
Week 3 game. Everything on the line already.
Oh, I know. I
love the Vikings.
All right, this is a headline by Vikings Territory from 7 hours ago. The Vikings game on Sunday will probably be mind-bending. I could confirm that this game
So
will definitely
funny.
be mind bending because by the end of it,
Yeah.
one of these two stupid teams will make some stupid mistake that is so astronomically stupid that none of the fans of respected team will understand why they did that, and it won't matter because they're gonna lose by 3. Whichever team loses, it's gonna be off some crucial mistake, and then they're gonna lose, or it's gonna be the Chargers lose by 2 off a missed field goal. It's just a classic. You can see these games; they're written on
Yeah.
the wall. That the other thing is part of when I'm sitting here on Sundays and I'm watching all the games and I'm watching all of my wise picks fail or like my fantasy picks fail or something. I just sit there and I go, why don't I listen to myself? Like we don't
Seriously.
listen to ourselves. We always think
We just went back and listened to like the end of the season podcast.
we would probably be
We
right on all of these
did
games.
so much better. Yeah.
We also need to understand, and I think the fans need to understand at home, is like a person, these teams don't really like unless it's something drastic that happens, these teams don't change. Like they are all the same team, and like I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, why are all these teams like remind me of the same teams as last year? And I was like, because they are the same teams as last year. Okay, besides your Washington Commanders, and
They're
there's
literally a different team.
okay, all right, yeah, they are.
They don't have the
yeah.
same.
Also, do we need to mention Giants Cardinals? Giants came back. Congrats for the Giants. Anyways, if you just listen to like what we thought about all these teams coming into the season, most of them are pretty right. And all the people who
We've admitted the mistakes that we've made too.
yeah, and most of the
Not
people,
that many of them. The Bucks.
Bucks
Wrong
fans,
about the Bucks.
Yep, we were wrong about so far your Commanders. Who know, baby?
We're wrong.
Wrong about the.
Who else were even wrong?
I mean,
I guess the Bengals.
all right. Well, it's way too early to see if we were wrong about the Bengals.
Fair.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. So far, the Rams, at least for
You're
me,
wrong about the
I was wrong. But anyways, we can get to that later this season too. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe some of these teams will surprise us. But like Steelers Browns, I know I don't want to watch that game because for the past 5 years I haven't want to watch that game.
The only thing that's cool about that game is the Heinz Field at night.
Yeah, that was
The only cool part about it.
I did you like the Browns uniforms? I thought they were cool.
They're okay. I'm a huge fan.
They didn't look as cool as I thought they would look.
Yeah.
But
There's nothing there. It's just like
no,
white.
it was pretty. All right. Ink? Oh no, now we got to talk about your team. All right, 2-0, baby. Take it away.
Well, that game took years off my life. I was out in the second quarter. They get down 21-3, and it just felt like one of those games where it's like, oh, like there's looking good. Like they're moving the ball, they're just not finishing drives. Like eventually they'll score a touchdown, and then they just kept giving up bombs and bombs to fucking Marvin Mims Jr. It's basically Tyreek Hill for a quarter and a half. And all hope was lost. It's 21-3. Changed the channel. I'm just watching Red Zone, trying to forget about it. I almost took a nap, and then like, oh, and the Commanders just forced a fumble of Russell Wilson. I was like, are you like, am I really gonna have to turn this game back on?
Yeah, you're getting your hopes up.
Of course.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, I know, like I've seen this movie before. I turn it back on, and like they score once, and then everything falls apart again. It didn't. They scored. Huge fourth down conversion. Logan Thomas like literally put his body and life on the line. He got rocked in the end zone.
You got
Catch that touchdown. That was brutal. Yeah, so they make it. Would have been 21-10 at that point. Oh no, then they get to 2 point. I was pissed about them going for 2 in that scenario, and then they got it. Sorry, Ron.
I remember
Everything
that.
Ron did worked.
Analytical Ron.
By the way, I was so like there were multiple things, and Bieniemy too, where I was like, why are we running a screen pass on 3rd and 12, and then
as the pass is being like as I'm talking, they pick up 40 yards. That's why I'm not out there, I guess. But so you go into half, also go down and then kick a field goal. So you're down 10 at half, and you're down 7 at half. You're kind of feeling like, well, could have been way worse. They gave up way too many explosive plays defense to be in this game at all. So I shout out Jamin Davis for changing this game, honestly. Like I was kind of bitching about him earlier, but that
Who
was
would have
huge.
thought?
Yeah, seriously. Out from the shadows.
Literally out from the shadows.
The second half was just an ass kicking. The Broncos could not move the ball. There was like one good drive that they had. The rest of them were like 3 and outs or maybe 1 first down. I think they sacked us 6 times. Chase Young was force. Wasn't the best player on the defense. I think Payne was.
Hey, you don't need to be the best player on the defense.
He was out there. He looked
He
good.
should be out there, yeah. He did look good. Sack and a half?
And I felt like all the sacks were like the whole front, though. They were just all
Just light
rushing.
him up.
Everyone was on him every play, every time he dropped back. And Howell, he looked good. There was one,
You
the
sold?
strip sack was bad. He recovered it, didn't turn it over. Other than that, man, he looked solid. He did. Throw to McLaurin in the end zone was a pretty catch, but it was a pretty throw.
Oh, that was when he was over 2 people, right? That was a dime.
Yeah, and it was like, it was right where only he could grab it. So
That was a good throw.
that's like all you need to just be going through the week. It's like, this is our guy. I'm not at that point yet, but I'm impressed so far.
That highlight just on repeat, I'm sure.
Mm.
So
And there was one at the end of last year when the game against the Cowboys. There was one throw that he made to McLaurin, like down the sideline. I was like, yes, this is my guy.
all right, and then the ending happens.
What ending?
So, if you're watching Red Zone, you might be asking the same question because this pissed me off. I'm watching Red
They
Zone.
show it.
They didn't show it. So all the other games were done. So they were like, we're just gonna pack up and start showing the highlights of the day. And I was like, whoa. I signed up for 7 hours of commercial-free football. How you like? There's still free football out there. Why can't I? Why can't I be watching this on Red Zone? And since my YouTube account is hooked up in Maryland, I can't get the Commanders game because it's local. So like I had no way to watch this end of the game. I had to watch it on Twitter afterwards. I had no idea what happened. Cause like and all I saw is that they won. And I go over to my buddy's house because I had to pick up my wallet I left there. And I go in. He's like, "Oh, you see the end of the Commanders game?" I was just like kind of brushing them off because like from what I last saw, they were up 35-20. What was it? 24. Yeah.
Up 11.
And I was like, the game's over. Like, what do you like?
Broncos had 28 seconds from their own 15. Got the ball.
So I didn't even realize they kicked the field goal to make it because I didn't realize it was an 11-point game. So they kicked the field goal. Did they get an onside kick? Did they get what happened after that?
Oh, the Niners just went 3 and out, which was fine. They killed all the time. The Broncos inexplicably called a timeout previous drive.
Okay.
Before they kicked the field goal, or maybe it was before the 3rd down. No, yeah, it was before they kicked the field goal. Because I remember thinking, like, why? There's no way they're going for it. It was like 4th and 15. It was after a sack. Like, just run the freaking field goal team out there. Why are you calling a timeout? Oh, they were able to bleed the clock down and punt it. I think it was 28 seconds. They got it back. Like, all right, like good. And then they get like 1 or 2 completions, not even far down the field. Guy drops the ball, and I was like, all right, perfect. Oh, and then they complete 1 pass, and I was like, all right, that's like Hail Mary territory. Like, probably be fine though. The ball goes up. I said out loud, like, oh, it's not getting there.
No, it's too short.
It's
too short for the end zone.
It was.
I know.
We had 3 defensive backs go up for the ball and set it like it was a fucking volleyball. And then Cam Curl comes in. It's still short, mind you, of the end zone at this point. Cam Curl comes in and bumps it up with his hand again. I was like, no, not up. Down.
Yeah, down.
Like, what are you guys
Yeah,
doing?
it's the last play of the
I
game.
could not believe. Well, I could believe it because I've seen.
Did you
this
think
movie
Dan
before.
like just walked
not
back
like
in the
that,
building?
though?
Did you think Snyder just like walked in the building?
Yeah.
He's like, what just happened? Like,
Yeah,
dude,
it was. I was literally shaking.
Oh, I had a bunch of
What?
people in my fraternity, or
Hell
I guess like
yeah.
3 that were Commanders fans, and they're like freaking out.
Yeah. Well, I don't. Has Wyatt been on the show yet? I don't think he has. But
no,
he's been in the comments a lot.
right now.
Mm.
Talking about
Oh, is he?
He's talking about Scott Hansen for some reason.
He had like a big Anders parlay while he's at work. He's saying, "Oh, like I'm gonna be up if they win this game." Then he's like, "Wait, my FanDuel glitching. It's not over. I can't watch." He's like, "What's going on?" I told him, I was like, "Have the ball. It's under a minute. Like they have no timeouts. They just need a time or just need to stop." And then he says, "Update me. No way they scored. Chris, what's going on?" I was like, I don't know how to explain what just happened.
Well, and also you're going through all the same emotions, so like you can't explain. It
I
to
wasn't
him.
looking at my phone.
Yeah. You can't explain it to him.
I was sitting there like this.
Yeah, just freaking out.
Probably a minute.
I believe it.
And they do the 2-point. They have been pass interference.
I
We'll
could have
just
called.
sweep it
I
under
could
the rug and move on.
No, I could have called like 5 pass interferences on that play. Like it seemed like the whole defense was just hugging all the offense.
I was trying to find angles where it didn't look like a pass
No, they
interference,
all
and I ended up
looked like
finding
pass
one.
interference.
I found one, and I was like, all right, that's what I'll go with.
Well,
wasn't a
it
few.
makes up for the Giants game last year, right?
That's what people were saying.
Yeah.
But like, the other thing is the Broncos were up 18 points, shouldn't have blown the lead.
Yeah, don't blow the lead. 18-point lead is
Yeah. It's like when the Giants didn't win the division at 6 wins and they were bitching about it.
yeah.
Like, I don't even think that many Denver people are complaining.
No, I think they're just
Will,
more like
there was some-
same old.
Some
And it's funny, they
loser
finally break.
Broncos podcast was talking about how, like, they were expecting. I'm trying to find it. There it is. Denver Broncos. It's DNVR Broncos. On name dropping them on here. They said before the game, they're like, yeah, like, this should be a pretty easy week for Broncos defense. Like, I'm not really worried about it. Like, Sam Howell, he doesn't know what he's doing out there. Then they dropped 35 points. And then even after the game, they're like, yeah, like, they lost. They gave up this many points to Sam Howell. Like,
Guy just
Alright,
daddied
man.
you. Can't be dissing him when he just daddied you.
yeah, seriously. Oh,
It's funny that the Broncos finally
Suck.
break their 18-point curse or 16-point curse, and they still
they still lose.
to a team who hasn't scored 35 points since 2020.
That's pretty sad.
Wow. Well,
But yeah, it was a roller coaster, that's for sure. But that was the best I felt watching a football game for a little bit in a while.
is Bieniemy? Do you see like is there like can you feel the difference?
I mean, the difference is that they're moving the ball.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know enough to be like point out things that they're doing that they didn't do under Scott Turner,
Okay.
and point out that
Alright,
the
so it's
ball's
not like
moving
it's
down the
blaring
field
one.
and there's points on the scoreboard.
Yeah. I thought I'd feel a bigger difference between Bill O'Brien and Matt Patricia, but it still feels the same. All right, we just did a fat podcast. Really, really fat podcast. So, thank you all for listening. I hope you didn't tail us this week. We'll be back next week.
Next week.
I feel it. The Wise picks are coming back.
Bounce back week for
and,
us.
and we need to do it live. We'll do it live. That's part we need
Do
to
it
do
live.
now. 4:30s on Fridays will be our official time on Fridays, and then Tuesdays keep it 6:15, and that's what we're gonna rock with. So see everyone there. Those are our new schedules.
The
We'll
exception of
post it
this
on
Friday,
Twitter.
though.
Yes, This Friday will be
This-
Thursday. Actually, maybe we should post it after this week then. We'll determine.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening. I hope you have a good rest of your week. I guess we didn't even preview Giants Niners, but who cares? Yeah.
Should preview.
And we'll see everyone on Thursday night. Thanks for listening.